I'm talking about body modifications and them coming into with jobs. It's a pretty heavy subject, and not gonna lie, it pisses me off. I have a lot of friends that are modified in some kind of way, either being piercings, tattoos, or some kind of other heavy modification like sclera tattooing, which is the tattooing of the eyes, or some of the sort. They cannot get jobs because of the way that they look. Me, myself included. So because of the way we look, we are not eligible to have a normal income and to live healthy, happy, normal lives. Instead, we have to live off the government and live close to nothing, maybe having $50 a month for food. So because of how we look different from society, we don't deserve to have a job. Essentially, society thinks that we scare people. Society thinks that we're crazy. Society thinks that we're gonna chase people with knives or some shit. No, and I find it disgusting because Canada is supposed to be like freedom and rights and all that shit. But yet, I've been looking for a job for 6 months every day. And it's getting frustrating because I'm like $6,000 in debt with OSAP because I dropped out of college, and I had to because it was not professional whatsoever. The teachers were sexually harassing me and there was other shit. Anyways. Not teachers, students, and my stuff that I got in my kit was just pure garbage. Anyways. So because of a person being different, they cannot get a job. Because I have piercings, because I have colored hair, because I draw my eyebrows or something, or because I have too many, or because I have well, it's not many tattoos, but still. It fails to, I just don't understand it. For many years, people have been having this problem, and the only thing they accept now is maybe a nose piercing. That's not really an improvement. A person that is modified compared to someone that's not modified, they don't know they don't know you as a person. They're just gonna look at you like, oh, you got no piercings, you're hired. The person who is modified could be more qualified than the person who is not. And they don't know that because they're just looking at you. They're judging your physical appearance. And that's just discrimination. But they're legally not supposed to discriminate, but they still are doing it. And the government obviously doesn't give a shit. So the people who are modified and stuff, they have to live off government pay. So the government is paying them to live. Essentially, the government is losing money compared to someone who is working and has to buy their own things, which would probably cost more than the things they'd be buying when they're on welfare or something, because they have next to nothing to spend. So Canada's kind of fucking themselves over, and it's probably not just Canada that's doing this. It's probably the states and all over the world. Probably, it wouldn't surprise me. There are some stores that accept piercings and stuff for employment wise, but it's very hard to get into. Some of the stores, you need to know someone personally to even get into it. So tattoos, piercings are usually accepted a Hot Topic if you're being a piercer, if you're being a tattoo artist, if you're working in some kind of alternative store. When I used to work at a music store for a co-op placement I did for school, and they wouldn't even accept any other people if you had more than a nose piercing. It's ridiculous. I'm ranting, but I had to do a video of this. I need to get my my word out about it because it really pisses me off. Like, I'm living in poverty because I look different. And that's a real piss off. And so are my friends, like some of my other friends who are modified, they're living in poverty because they can't get a job. Because if they have a simple, like, just an eyebrow piercing and a lip piercing, that too, like, they say, oh, take one of them out. For God's sakes, it's only 2 fucking piercings. Even with what I have, that shouldn't be a problem, because people come to me and say that they like my piercings or whatever. They actually are attracted to the way I look. They ask questions. So in a job environment, that place would get more people come in, and I would like engage conversation with them, talking about the way I look. Like, I'd be happy to answer any questions. I have not yet had someone that was scared of me, ever. So the government and all this shit, especially with like the employment places and shit, it's fucked. So because of all that shit, I'm living in poverty, my friends living in poverty. Other people who are modified have to live in poverty. There are even some piercing places that if you're too modified, you can't work there. If your eyes are tattooed and you got like horns and stuff, you can't work there because